Welcome to the XFDA podcast number 31. I'm Gunbelt, this is Brad the Quick, this is Sassy, and down there is Mongoose.
What's his name?
We was laughing and joking here just before we started this, and it makes you start laughing now when you think about it. But anyway, we only had a small shoot. There was 8 of us.
Yes.
8 of us, yeah, and as I said on the Facebook deal that we donate all that money to the Downrange Youth Education Program, so we raised $80, so that's pretty good. So I'm excited about that. So let's talk about our shoot today. Brad, how'd you shoot?
I didn't shoot. I have a bad back. I'm probably going to shoot next weekend. I was worried about if I shot today because I'm kind of over it a little bit, but it's still, if I could tell if I turn certain ways, it's going to right back. And I just kind of took it easy today. I did not shoot. Next week, I think I'll be good to shoot. I'll be back next week. I'm taking it easy right now.
You know, when you said that you didn't shoot, I should have gone, no, not that one. It should have been, no, not that one. I'm trying to find the one.
Which one we doing?
Let's do this one. No, not that one. Should have been that one.
Oh, what happened was last Saturday.
That's what we was messing with.
Last Saturday, I was getting to go shoot, and I was totally dressed, and I was at DFW last weekend, bent over to pick up my socks, and my back just froze up on me. The last time that happened was when I was 21, when I was framing houses. I don't know why it happened now. I don't do labor-intensive work anymore. It just happened out of nowhere. Yeah.
You know, sometimes it don't take much for that.
Don't.
You know what I mean? A little twist here and there, and then you're out for a month and a
I
half.
can walk on the roofs all day long. Nothing. I've been over to pick up my socks, and my whole back freezes.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
Brad done his back in because he was out dancing.
Oh, I didn't know you did ballroom dancing.
I was break dancing.
Oh my goodness, it's getting deep
Back
in
break
here.
dancing.
Doing some moonwalking.
I'm starting to sweat. It's getting hot in here because we didn't have the air on. We had the heat on. So, Sassy, how do you shoot today? What happened with you?
Well, I dropped out after the 3rd round because driving 2 days to Georgia aggravated my sciatica. So I didn't shoot, I think 3 rounds, and then I had to stop. But you know what? I do have to brag on Jesse because he shot the whole match today.
Yeah.
You know, he persevered, and I'm so proud of him. I think his fastest time was a 4:79, and I'm just so proud of him.
He shot good.
He
Super
done
proud of
well.
him. He did.
He survived all the way through. What was his fastest time?
4:79.
4:79.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. He worked hard today. He done well. I was very proud of him because he stayed in right till the end. We done 8 rounds, didn't we?
Yes, 8 rounds.
And he went into the final. So,
He'll be back in the 3 soon.
well
Yeah, he
done,
will.
Jesse.
Yeah,
well
I was
done.
gonna say that's pretty close to where he been shooting.
Yeah,
Pretty close.
399 was his
Yeah.
original KPI.
So, Mongoose, tell us where
Here
you
we
come
go.
today.
Well, I got lucky again today. I got first today, but it was not easy. And if I was shooting on Mr. Gunbelt, he kept hitting the same times I was hitting. I'm like,
Twice.
"Come on, man."
Twice at the same time.
In 1 round, was it 339 and a 349?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we was head to head there for a
It
little
was
while.
a very
That was a fun
interesting-
match to
Yes, it was. They're fun to watch together.
I enjoyed it. I like it when it's like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's rather than getting someone 1, 2, 3. You know, it's exciting.
Yeah,
so.
it is. It's very exciting like that. Where'd you end up there, Gunbelt?
I come second.
Wah, wah, wah.
I come second.
Gunbelt just found how to use this little soundboard thing. Now he's going crazy with it.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to hear this throughout the whole podcast. New sounds.
So let's get a little bit serious. I know Sassy wanted to talk about a couple of things. So
We can't get
without
serious.
laughing, Sassy, let's get to it. Give them
This
this
just goes to
information.
show you what a good time we have when we get together. When
Yeah.
we shoot, we're serious and we shoot, but we also know how to have a good time and really let loose of some frustration. And the main thing, exactly, take that away from him.
See? There he goes.
The main thing I want to talk about is the new website that Luis has been working. Luis and Perry have worked very hard getting going.
And you.
And I'm trying my
And you. I
best.
leave you out.
But please get on there and set up your member profile. If you are a currently paid in good standing member, you have the coupon You need to get on and set up your profile. And if you have problems, you can email me. And I do have a new email coming out, and it's going to be Sassy, Sassy, at xfdapro.com. You can email me. My old one still works. It's being forwarded to the new one temporarily. But please go on and get your profile set up. Those coupons are going to expire pretty soon. By the end of this month, those coupons will not work. So you have to get on before the end of the month, get your profile set up with that coupon code. Otherwise, you won't be able to do it without the coupon.
Yeah, because that coupon's going to expire,
It
isn't it?
expires at the end of this month.
Yeah.
And then, after that, I don't know what to tell you. So please, it just takes a few minutes. Get online and do it. We want you to be visible on the new website, and we just really need you to get on there and set it up.
Well, just let me butt in there. When the paid members, if they don't get on and do it and the coupon code expires, you're still going to be able to register, but you're going to have to go through Sassy to do it, and it's going to make her job twice as hard. And I can guarantee if someone turns up to a shoot, they're going to want to do it, and you know what it's like when we're at a shoot.
Yes.
There's no time for nothing but to get everything done to get
Right.
the shoot going. So it will definitely help Sassy without a doubt.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Please do that.
Yes, PA and I tried to do his in Georgia, but because the internet, you can never realize or understand what the internet's going to be like where you're at. And PA and I tried, I think, 3 or 4 times to get his downloaded, and the internet just would not let us proceed with it. So
Yeah.
we ended up getting him done later in the week over the phone, but we got him done. So please go on. We're trying to go live December 16th, but again, that coupon code expires at the end of November.
Right.
So get on and get your profile set up and get a picture on there.
Okay, good. See anything on that list you want to talk about, Mongoose?
Let me put my spectacles on here and take a look. Hey, I do. What about this TikTok and YouTube that you're talking about, Gunbelt? What are we doing on there?
Okay, so we set up. I'm a little bit experienced in TikTok, and we set up the new TikTok channel for the XFDA, and it took off immediately. I mean, we've only had it going for about 2 weeks, and it's got over 300 or 360 followers and loads of comments. So if any of you are on TikTok, please look us up and follow us. And what I want to say about the TikTok, there's a lot of comments on there, and I would say 90% of them are negative.
Huh.
Now, one thing that we're going to do, we never answer comments whether they're good or bad, because someone that's a TikToker that taught me about how to grow your channel and get plenty of people, like, don't answer the comments good or bad, but the comments, keep them going, because even the negative comments make our TikTok get bigger, because it's not necessarily the likes, it's the comments.
Right.
And there's some funny comments and there's some disgusting comments.
Not so nice
There's
comments.
some racial comments that we don't entertain anyway.
None of them.
But keep them coming. Great, because we love it, you know. And it's the same as the YouTube. Like and subscribe to that or follow us on that, because it helps us. It definitely will help the XFDA grow, just like being on Facebook. Nowadays, it's all this stuff that you need to grow.
Right.
And the bigger we grow, the better we get, and that goes into even more prize money.
Right.
The bigger we are, the bigger things get. So like and subscribe wherever we're at, please. And if you want to comment with a negative way or a positive way, please do, because all that does is help us.
I have a question though. I'm not a very versed person when it comes to TikTok. Can you share videos? Can I share, if you post one
Yeah,
on
you
Next
could-
of America,
you
I
can-
can
you
share it
can
on mine?
share it, yeah.
Does that help us also if we share those videos?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
helps
you share 'em.
our following?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
and the other thing is TikTok is very delicate, because
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
they, on our new channel, 2 times they've shut a video down, which is just the same as the other videos, and give us a warning, and I can go back and email them back and say, look, this is no different to the other video. Look at the amount of people who have liked it and commented, and what's wrong with showing someone shooting a gun at a target. And they even have shooting in the Olympics. So this is no different. We're not gunfighting against each other, and automatically they've apologised and released the video again.
Okay.
So,
that's good, because I've had it do that to me, and they didn't release the video, and it's the exact same thing in all the other ones that I post on like that.
Right.
And you're talking about the comments on there. What's the number one that we hear? Why y'all lean back so far?
All the time.
Well, there was why'd you lean back so far? Why don't you show their faces? Because I'm not going to stand in front of them when they're shooting. That's why you don't see their faces. But there's comments on there that we don't talk about. You know what I mean? They're just
usually those who comment negative are the ones who can.
yeah.
So that's
I mean,
why I look at it.
Then they have no clue.
there's comments on there like. This ain't the real West, and they don't know what they're doing, and they're only 2 feet from the target.
Never did it in the
you're
real West,
wrong. We're 15 feet. But I've got the comments going through my mind, and I'm not going to talk about them because they're ridiculous comments.
For
But
all the
keep
people
them
that say
coming.
that, that a fast draw duel never happened
Right,
in the U.S.
right.
Yeah.
That never happened. Hollywood made that up.
Exactly.
Right.
The closest thing to it was when was a Wild Bill and that one guy, Jesse would know this. They stood in the street like 75 yards from each other. They stood sideways. One shot, if he missed, then the other one shot and he hit. That's the only duel that was ever recorded, I believe, in the Wild West.
The negative comments are unfortunately people that don't know about the XFDA.
Yeah.
XFDA is not about harming someone, it's about shooting a target and hitting that target as quickly as you can. And that, when people say you need to stand up straight, is not correct. It's called a stance, and you get how you're comfortable and what makes you faster.
Right.
So I think the negative comments are just people that don't understand the sport. If you was to come and see the sport, then you would understand immediately.
You don't see a batter standing the same way every batter.
No,
they all have their own stance.
They've
man.
got their own stance. And so I think just the negative comments, as I said, are people that don't understand extreme fast draw.
I told somebody one time, I said, look, it's not, if you want to stand straight up, if you want to come out and try it out, and stand straight up like that, go right ahead. I said, but you're not going to win.
There was comments saying they might as well be lying down on the
Yeah,
ground with their feet.
Gosh.
They want us to be like the movies they're used to seeing.
Yeah,
and
well,
it's like
we're not-
drop
we're not
posters
Hollywood.
weren't even a thing for real, and they're using those in the movies. I mean, the movies are not represented correctly anyway, so
No, they're not.
this is
So-
different.
We like it.
We love it.
What else you got? What else we got here? We don't have a big list today because
I
we've
wanted
been.
to talk about Georgia a little bit.
Go ahead. Let's do that.
We had a great time at Georgia. I think overall there was mid-30, 35 or 37 shooters, forgive me for not knowing the exact. We had a couple really good things that I wanted to talk about. It's rare that we call somebody out for doing something really good, but these two people, and there was more than the two, but these two just really stood out to me, so I want to call them out. First off, I had Mumbles as a hand judge many times. And Mumbles, and I believe he's out of Florida.
Yep, he's Florida. Yep.
He is probably, and I have a lot of favorite hand judges, but he was my favorite hand judge out of the weekend. He was also an excellent range master.
Excellent.
Communication with the table, very calmly spoken. So Mumbles, great job. And also I.B. Nobody. Out of Florida, they shoot in the same group. So apparently Florida is doing a really good job of training their hand judges and training their range masters, because Florida really brought it. You did a great job hand judging and range mastering for us. I do want to talk about going to hand judges, a couple situations that could have been avoided if hand judges were doing what they really needed to be doing. And hand judges, you're not just sitting there handing your ammo to your shooter. You're there to kind of keep score, to know what the times are, because you are that shooter's person. You're making sure that their times aren't called wrong, that if there's a win or a loss, that they're represented correctly. You're there for safety. You have so many jobs, and you're so important for the safety's sake. We had a couple of situations that could have been avoided if the hand judges had been doing what they were supposed to be doing. One was a hand judge, and of course it also is the shooter's responsibility, so it's not one or the other. But a hand judge was handing ammo to a shooter, and that shooter, it was so loud down on 6 and 7, and that shooter was down on, 5 and 6. And on 6 and 5, it's so loud down there, you can't hear anything. And I was actually shooting down there also. And the hand judge was handing ammo over, so the shooter pulls her gun. And I'm like, uh-oh, I didn't hear the command, so I'm looking down range and nobody else has pulled. So that shooter got lost around on that one. So don't hand that ammo to that shooter. You make sure that shooter does not pull their gun until load and make ready has been called. And another situation was and I don't know all of the things about this one. I just know that there was a situation where 2 shooters were shooting, and one of the times that was over their KPI was circled, and then the shooter with the incorrect KPI was called as the winner of that round. Well, we had 2 shooters, 2 hand judges, and the range master that should have caught that before the very next shot was fired. Because as you know, once the next shot is fired,
That's it.
you can't even say anything else about it. So both the hand judges should have said, well, that's not right. My shooter was over, or my shooter is better. So hand judges, that's your job, is to make sure you're taking care of your shooters. That's what you're there for. So the 2 shooters, the 2 hand judges, and the range master should have caught that. And that was a big situation at the shoot as well, because they had 2 more shots to shoot, and they could have decided who was the legit winner. So that was a big issue. And then another situation that happened, and this person said I could say their name, but I'm not going to. This person had loaded 3 shots, which is not their typical thing to do. And it was between shots, and they decided they wanted to do a little bit of dry firing before their hand just shut down. Well, they forgot that they were loaded, and they went to do a dry fire and shot. So that was a loss of round also. So we had a gun pulled before load and make ready. We had a shot down range before the command was called, and we had somebody lose or somebody get a win that shouldn't have, because the hand judges were not really helping their shooters. So those could have been avoided, and it's all about training and paying attention. Your hand judges, you're so important, and that's all I have to say. Go ahead.
If we look at two of them situations are quite dangerous.
Yes, they are.
And that's what we've got to get away with. I mean, Jesse spoke to him about it. I know Jesse see it straight away. But them two of them situations of pulling the gun out before the line's ready and going to load is a bad deal. And obviously doing a dry fire when your gun was loaded, because whatever happened on the line. Them 2 things are serious, and that's what we've got to get away from, because we want no accidents.
That comes down to club leadership.
Yes.
Teaching their members
So
how to do that.
it's very important that on the line we've got our heads around us and we hear what's going on, because when Sassy was just talking about pulling the gun, that was me.
I wasn't going to say that.
It was me. I don't want to go into it. I spoke to everybody about it, and I made a fatal mistake, and I take 100% responsibility for it. But it's what led up to the situation. But I'm not getting out of nothing. It's what led up to the situation, but I made the mistake. But anyway, them 2 things, we don't really ever want them to happen again, you know.
Yeah, you know, and saying that I did the same thing. I was a hand judge, and I was hand judging somebody. This was probably about 2 years ago, so. And it was a buy, and he moved over it, 'cause after losing the buy, moved over and left the round in his gun.
Yeah.
As a hand judge, I should have caught that,
Right.
Because I looked at it and I thought about it, and but I didn't catch it, and he ended up doing the same thing, dry firing and fired again. So I felt real bad about that, and he knows who he is, and I'm sorry. And I've been paying him $20 a day for years.
Can you be my hand judge?
But yeah, it's very easy to do something like that, and you just really have to pay attention to that.
We've all got to help each other, because it's exciting. We want to get up there and shoot, and we're wound up, ready to get going, but we've still got to have our wits around us for the safety aspect.
Yeah.
It's got to happen, you know what I mean?
Now, somebody's new and just not comfortable doing that. Is there a problem with them saying, I'm not comfortable hand judging right now, and just have them say?
Well, we do have that. I mean, we've had a few people. I mean, I know that Papa Law, sometimes he's not happy doing it. Who was the other guy that couldn't quite see proper? Possum.
Possum, that's what it is.
So, but yeah, we're there to help you. If you think you can't hand judge them, we'll put somebody in there. The same as when we have a, hand judging, we have an experienced adult behind them watching them.
Yeah.
So,
You know, the main takeaway is that we're going to make mistakes. We're human, and to err, it's just a human thing to make mistakes. But the main takeaway is you learn from those mistakes and you improve, and you don't let that happen again. It's going to happen.
Yep.
We just learn, we correct, and we move on. But good things in Georgia. They had an excellent banquet. Unfortunately, Jesse and I didn't get to attend, and some of us officers, because we had a lot of work behind the scenes to do. A lot of you don't realize what goes on behind the scenes especially after Friday night and Saturday night. There's a lot that we have to do behind the scenes to get ready for Sunday, the trophies, the giveaway, the prize money. So we had a lot going on that night, and the hotel was crazy with hundreds of soccer kids. We were locked in a boardroom for hours.
And we're up a lot earlier than people get to the
yes,
shoot. I know people have to travel to get there and get there early, but we're up twice as early.
But we missed a great banquet. Armored Saint, who is a new shooter, is now shooting in the fours. I think he's got a 401. Don't quote me, but I think it's a 401. He was the singer that night, and everybody said he did an excellent job. So I hated to miss that, but again, we had a lot behind the scenes to do. So I heard that was great that they put on a good banquet.
Well, you know, that's something I think a lot of people don't realize when they just show up to shoot, that the people throwing the shoot,
there's a lot of work.
including y'all, you know, there's a lot going on to make it go as smooth as they do.
Yes.
So always keep that in mind, you know, when you want to talk to them.
Yes.
Okay, so the next shoot that we've got coming up is Bad Santa. That's a 20-point shoot.
Yes.
That's on what, the 7th?
The 7th and the 8th.
7th and the 8th. So if you can make that, that's always a real good shoot. That's like a good, fun family thing there.
That's a fun shoot,
Yeah, and they do an excellent
do.
job. They've got a lot of things going on. I spoke to Memphis Belle the other day about what she's going to be doing there. There's going to be a full fun-packed shoot there. It's going to be good.
That's in Ark City, Kansas.
Yeah,
Arkansas City,
good
Kansas.
people.
I can't wait for that
Kansas
one.
City, the Kansas Peacemakers is a club putting that on.
Yeah. There was I got another thing down here of what, you know, we're still working on our lights and our timers and that, but again, Rawhide has been working his tail off. He's been designing the new targets, and he's going to see a guy that's going to give us a price about making our own targets with our own special colour. So
that's cool.
We're going to have these targets. They're going to be. He's designed a real nice target, so we'll hopefully see them soon. I don't know when. I doubt it'll be before Christmas. It's going to be after, but we're working on that. So we've got our own special colour targets.
Good.
So he's been doing a good job on that.
Our own timers, lights, everything.
Yeah.
We have our own
So-
everything.
What else, Sassy?
What else? We've got the
How do we do?
Oh, yeah.
How are we going to do Club of the Year? How are we going to do that? What's going to happen there?
Oh, that's a lot. There is so much you can choose from for Club of the Year. Do we want to do technical? Do we want to do member based? I mean, there's so much. And you mentioned points for
Points,
members
yeah.
traveling.
Yeah.
Y'all help us out.
Yeah,
Club owners,
yeah.
club presidents, send us emails and let us know what you'd like to be judged on.
Tell us what the one. It's only going to be one officer that's going to do this. It can't. We're not. We said that we're not going to have a bunch of people because, you know, trying to choose who's a
It's you,
club.
Brad.
Gets muddy.
Well, he has a club at the moment, so I don't think
can't
he
be.
doesn't.
I'm going to
Have a
choose
club.
my club.
You don't have a. You've still got your
Don't put
club,
that on me.
but you're not active yet because obviously
No,
the
because
move and what
we
happened with
moved.
Jesse. So it might go on you.
I don't think that's fair because I do not like judging the best dressed contest either because there are people that get upset if they don't win. So I don't think that should fall on me. I think we need a committee.
I think it should fall on
Well,
you.
you know, if you do something like a point, someone, then you're really not having to
Yeah.
judge that. So
Right,
if you
you're
do
right.
a point thing, then maybe
Numbers
that'll
and
take that
numbers.
out of
I say club owners, you need to put your 2 cents in, or if you don't put it in, that means, you know, we won't judge on what you want us to judge on. So send me an email, sassy@xfdapro.com, on what you would like clubs to be judged on. It could be more than one thing. We'll put a sheet together with points related to each number, and then we will go from there. I don't know if you saw you don't have your belt
It's
anywhere close
over
to you.
there. I didn't put it on the table. I had too much to do.
We'll
I
have it on
forgot.
next time. We'll show you next time what the award's going to be.
Brad, let me ask you a question. Why don't you explain to everybody what's been going on lately? Where you've been? Because let me, before you start, okay? A lot of people come up to me and go, "Where's Brad? Is Brad still shooting? Where's Brad?" So, and I spoke to Brad about that earlier on with Sassy. So, give a little explanation. Come on, you're the vice president
Well,
of this deal.
first thing I want to know is why do we have this spelled as POCAST?
Listen, I told you.
That's nothing.
Because
What's going on is I have been. I'll throw that in there. That's all Perry. Okay. What's been going with me is I've been busy with work. I've had some big jobs going on and some really big jobs that I have to kind of be babysitting, and I'm not going to let these jobs go.
And you've been out
Understandable.
dancing.
Some big commissions
Danny
on them. I was not dancing. Last Saturday, I didn't shoot today because last Saturday I was actually getting ready to go shoot in my club and had all my clothes on, bent over to pick my socks up, and my back seized up on me. Still seized a little bit. I mean, it ain't as bad as it was. I can walk around, but I'm not going to shoot yet. So that's kind of what happened on that. And I didn't make Georgia, and I didn't make Arkansas. Arkansas was me and my wife's anniversary. So I had to take care
Somebody's
of that.
birthday too.
Huh?
Wasn't it your birthday?
Yeah, it's my birthday too. We got married on my birthday, but I don't ever say that. I just say it's
How old are you, Brad?
51.
You're still a spring chicken.
I
man.
know.
I don't feel like it. When you wake
I
up
wish
the
I
next
was
day and you're sore
51.
from sleeping, there's something wrong. I'm sore just from sleeping. Well, anyway, so Georgia, I didn't make it because of work. Arkansas, I didn't make it because of, our anniversary. And then my back shot out on me, so I didn't shoot last Saturday, this Saturday. Next Saturday, I should be shooting. And I'm getting back in the game here. I'm getting back. Life's got in the way a little bit.
Well, family's
Don't worry,
important.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
Well, I think every once in a while somebody's got to take a little
Oh,
break
yeah.
here and there and give us a chance to win.
When can I take my break?
Well, I've been
You
doing
don't
it
get a
for 10
break.
years, so
Yeah.
in 10 years you can take a break.
Oh dear.
You've just been missed.
Okay, so that's that.
Let's talk about what the clubs need to hold a successful
Yeah,
shoot.
there you go. What do they need?
One thing you got to do is make sure you got a good location. Okay, well, if you don't have a club, if you can get it, if you're shooting in the summertime, try to get the thing indoors with air conditioning. If not, then just try to find the most shadiest, coolest place you can. Second, wherever you are having the shoot, even if it's in your own club, make sure you have got the okay from the city. There's nothing worse than starting a shoot on a Saturday, on a Friday, then we get ready to go out there on Saturday and the city comes down and goes, well, you never got the okay from us to do this in town. That has actually happened in other organizations before. I've seen it happen. Make sure you got your trophies. It's up to the clubs. Take care of trophies. And something else too, which is big, share the motel and stuff info on the internet, on Facebook or whatever before the shoot so people can book their stuff. Go into some of your local motels, try to get up and say, hey, listen, we're gonna have a bunch of people coming. Can we get a block rate from you guys? Try to get that worked up with your motels. Even go to restaurants and do that. Sponsors, go to every little town, a business in town, and try to get $20, $30, $50, $100, whatever you can get out of them. Every little bit counts. That helps to pay for, trophies, your trophies, even your buckles, because that helps us out, if you can get some of that covered. That's some of the stuff you definitely want to have when you're putting on a shoot.
Sassy
Can I add
does
to
have a
that?
list.
I do have a checklist that I've sent out, and No Tellin', or her real name is Christy, but No Tellin's her alias. We talked about a few things to add to it in Georgia, and so she's updating it for me. But I do have a checklist that mentions everything Brad just spoke about that I can send to you, and please let me know, and I'll send it to you ASAP. It tells you the trophies you need, the timeline of doing everything that you need. It's very detailed on what you need. And talking about the hotels, as a secretary, it's not my responsibility to call the hotels in your town. That's up to you. But if you get me that information, I will be more than willing to post that with the post I do with how many have RSVP'd to that shoot. So send it to me, and I can post it for you. But it's your responsibility to get that information to me.
Oh, something else too. If you are putting on a district or a state, be sure to get with me and Perry at least 3 months ahead of time, so we can get the buckles ordered and the conchos correctly. So we've had some hiccups by our buckle maker, and it's not on us; it's on them, and they've admitted it.
Yeah.
But we like to have that stuff in early, so when they send us the artwork, we can proofread it and go, "Oh, hey, this is wrong," or "This looks good." So it gives us time so there's no hiccups when it finally comes time to give out the hardware, or it's not late.
Yeah, there's another couple of things that's important and we get complaints about is that we've got to make sure we've got proper ventilation.
Oh, yes.
If you don't have an exhaust fan and it's in an inside venue, we've got all exhaust fans on the trailer and we can bring them. So that's very important. And a men's and women's
Yes, please.
restroom where they're marked men's and women's, even if they're them porta johns, we need to make sure that they're marked men's and women's. So the women have got their space, men have got their space. So that's important as
Yes,
well.
thank you.
What else was there?
Filipino gunslingers talk about that.
Yeah, how's the Filipino gunslingers doing?
Well, man, I tell you,
That's your little project, man. It's working out
yeah,
good.
we could be here for another hour, I guess. But, I'll give you an outline. So they've got their targets, they've got their location, they've got a gun coming. We had a little bit of an issue with the 45 long Colt shells. So we've got the primers. So I said to them, I'll ship you the shells. So I shipped them empty shells, cleaning brushes, some little bullet boxes, and I think it was 200 of the brass. Anyway, I shipped them FedEx, and they've been tracking them, and all of a sudden they got held up. But there was a tsunami out there, not a tsunami, bad rain. So it held everything up, and so they said, well, it's probably held up there because of the weather. Well, then it went into customs, and it got held up, and then now they've seized the shells and taken them away. So
Oh, you're kidding me.
they seized all that stuff, and so they got the wax, they got everything. They're ready to go, and they've got their, well, I say they've got it. We shipped timers over to them and all that, and they're going to receive them on Monday. Everything's good with that, but a couple of the people have been working to try and find these 45 long Colt shells because they're hard over there to find. Well, it was like when I was in bed last night, it's day for them when we was in bed. So anyway, I spoke to them this morning and they've found them and they're going to go and get them Monday. But I was speaking to Rawhide there for a large pistol primer, so now they've got to be drilled. So we've got to try and explain all that. So we're just shells away, that's all we're doing. It went from a gun to this. Now, the guns, you can order them through the from the dealer. So we got them coming, that's not a problem. But so now it's just the shells and we've got to drill them, so...
You know, really makes you thankful for life in the United States.
Yes.
We started something here, and if I start something, I've got to finish it. It's as simple as that. And we're going to get them up and running.
Yes.
If it's the last thing I do.
Yes.
But things are not as easy available over there as they are here. You know what I mean?
Doesn't that make you glad to be in the United States?
Yes, it does.
Well, it should make me glad to be in America.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I like to see the rest of the world. We're not all the same.
I would
here.
love
Ain't you
to see the
looking
rest of the world
at
doing
Germany
this.
next?
I'd like to, but there's a big language barrier there.
Just Gooba Glaben. Gooba Gaba Gaba Glaben. That's all you gotta do. Far from
I do know how to speak German though. I do.
Really?
Yeah. What is your name?
That'd be kind of cool
This
though
is
to have one
going
in
south
Germany.
fast.
What about Australia?
No.
Okay.
No, we ain't going to Australia.
You know, you sound like one.
Anyway, what else we got here?
How much did we earn for downrange youth?
I said that early, weren't you listening?
No,
Downrange
not for the
program?
shoot today, but
Oh.
in Georgia. How much in Georgia? How much did we? And you also
Oh, that
auctioned off
was, there
BB.
was like $150 or $130 for the BB gun, and then I think there was about another $500 or $600. I can't, or something like that. But let me tell you how much we have. Let me pull this up here. You can carry on talking while I'm trying to find it. I want to tell you how much we've got raised so far for the downrange education program, and it is $5,420.
That's great, excellent.
Good job.
So, and how many months we've been doing that? Been doing it since Wells.
September, yeah.
Since Wells.
Well,
Just right before
yeah.
Worlds.
Nice.
Yeah. So
August,
it's
really.
going
What is that,
good.
5 months, 6
Yeah.
months?
Yeah.
Something like that, 5 months.
Yeah.
4 months, August, September.
So you've been a little bit quiet,
Yeah,
Mongoose.
how
Come on, listen. Normally he's
Y'all down
always.
there having a good
You
time.
need to
Yeah.
put me on the end.
Oh,
I just must say that Mongoose didn't know his lip on the floor again today. He was all happy. He was up and tight.
He was happy, shot great.
I almost did one old what's his name? Your neighbor, Big
Smoke.
Big smoke.
Big Smoke.
Big
Big
Smoke.
Smoke. He gave my first Dex.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he
Yeah.
mind you, that Big Smoke. I mean, he's a new guy. He's shot about 3 times his KPI. What was it?
It went
820?
down. It was 830, and it went down to a
There
671
you
or
go.
74.
Yeah.
So he's
shot
improving.
all in the 60s. This.
Oh yeah, he's coming.
He'll be
He
a
likes
5'4" shooter in no time.
He could have placed somewhere today because he had to leave early. I mean, what was he going to
He's
pick
a family
his
man.
Family
Pick his
man,
little
yeah.
girl
So
up.
he had to leave. So he's doing well. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he told me he's gonna try to get his wife down here to start
Yes,
shooting
that'd be
with us.
good.
Yeah.
So that'd be good.
Ladies, we need more ladies.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as you think. You come watch us. You'll see we mess up just like everybody. Everybody has a good day. Everybody has a bad day.
Yep.
What do we say? It's anybody's day.
Anybody's day.
Yes.
Anytime.
Yeah.
So
And that is the truth.
don't
And
be
it-
afraid to come try it.
And
Come
it
on
was,
out.
It was Mongoose's day again.
Yeah.
More so than not.
Hey, I had to pay a lot of people to not show up today. So I could,
He gave me $20 for
it
a
was
bad
double.
back.
Yeah, it was double to keep. It says how did the gun rifle for Jesse go?
It went very well.
yeah.
We earned $796
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Georgia. Thank you. And also
Who-
but guess who won it?
I couldn't believe it.
Who won it?
I won it.
You won it?
They bought that pot up. We had a little youth guy put his hand in, and I said, "Don't be looking in there." You know what I mean? Because you could. They were written out on pieces of paper, so he had to put his hand in there, and I was looking as he pulled it out. I could see my name straight away. I thought, oh.
What y'all don't know is
Oh, no.
Gunbelt replaced all the tickets with a bunch of them that says his name.
He wouldn't do that. But you know, the knife and the sheath donated by Nick Maiden, that was
Yeah.
beautiful also.
Yeah.
So, you know, the gun was donated by Rawhide
Rawhide.
for the October for, what was in October? Oklahoma.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so this is now the third shoot. It was turned back
Yeah.
in. So we had Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Georgia where it's been turned back in. So thank you.
So
You
it's
just
in
don't
It's in
understand how much
Kansas
it's helped.
now.
Yeah, it helps so
yeah,
much.
Yeah. So we need to make that the most expensive
Yes,
gun, and you
thank you
guys
for
know
the
that.
reminder.
This coming up year is going to be a wonderful, great year. It's going to be another good building year for
Yes, it
XFDA.
is.
Y'all are going to see it blow up.
How are we growing? We got some new shooters.
We had
coming
9 new members.
9 new members. Great.
9 new
Nine.
members at
Great.
Georgia.
Yes. Can I talk about one of these cards real quick?
Yeah.
One of the cards was from Mumbles. Again, we talked about him earlier. He wanted us to talk about the 2 youth shooters. We actually had 3, but one of them, Deadshot, he had his appendix rupture like 2 weeks before the shoot, and he wanted to shoot with us. So he shot for 2 rounds and then started hurting. And then when we realized what had happened to him, we're like, oh, you don't need to shoot anyways. But we had 2 young shooters, John Wayne and Pistol Park, who their very first shoot. It was so fun to watch them. They got up on Saturday, got their KPIs, their first time to shoot ever, right, Jesse? And they got up and got their KPIs, and they shot so well. Let me tell you what, it's intimidating to shoot with youth, because
Yeah.
at one time I had to be in a bye. I had one of them on one side of me and one of them on the other side of me, and of course I lost the bye, because they're intimidating, because those gentlemen do not miss.
Right.
And I think, didn't John Wayne place?
Yeah.
Right before the shoot off, I think he was up in the top.
Yeah.
Forgive me for not knowing exact, but they did very well.
Yeah, they
And
done
their,
good.
That's good.
their dad was so proud of them.
That's
Yeah,
the
their
future
dad was
right there.
backing them. Their dad was a big help to them.
Yes.
He was cheering them on and
Yes.
telling them what to do and all
Well, I
that.
bet they were grinning from ear
Oh, they
to
were.
ear.
I bet they were.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch the youth. I mean, that
is.
makes it worth it.
And the good thing, Georgia had a youth buckle for him.
Yes, Speedy donated the youth
Speedy
buckle.
done
He
that, yeah.
put his money in from his winnings and got the youth buckle.
Yep.
And it was fun watching them shoot off for that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And then the other one, the second place, got one of our wonderful mugs, which I love them.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Speedy is the only
You know I
youth
like
that
that.
doesn't shoot with the youth.
Well, we had
Because he shoots faster than 90% of the men.
we had Big Bobby there,
Ah, he's a
and
good
Big
guy.
Bobby did not shoot with youth either, because he's shooting in 3s and 4s.
way
So
too
he
fast.
decided not
Man,
to shoot
you know,
with
I
them.
saw a video of him, Big Bobby and Speedy shooting,
Yeah.
and they looked identical when they fought. I mean, you know, Speedy's a little faster, but that.
Big Bobby, that kid's got a draw.
He is
yeah,
like-
I finna say
He's a
that.
good kid too,
You
man.
can tell he's studying.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good kid,
Yes,
man.
he
I
is.
like him.
Yeah.
Yes, a very good family.
Yeah, his whole family's just a
We're
good
very
people.
good family.
Yeah.
He had to change his holster because it was blown out on the
Oh,
front.
was
it?
I
we-
didn't know
They
that.
That's
said
a
you're
good
gonna have to
sign.
change
That
it
means
out.
he's going hard. That's a good
And,
sign when you blow your holster out.
He didn't have a problem. We said you can't shoot that holster. We're going to have to change it. And it was Gabe Garrett that had a spare holster in the truck. Said, yeah, you can use this. And that Big Bobby was shooting out of it straight away.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Didn't have a
Good.
problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good shooter.
All right, so we'll wrap this up now. Mongoose, thank you for coming.
Hey, no
Sassy,
problem.
thank you. Brad, we need to see more of you. Remember that? Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah,
remember that?
Remember that.
Remember
Do as you're told. We appreciate you. Don't forget, try and like and subscribe on our YouTube channels and all that we spoke about. We would really appreciate that, and it helps the XFDA grow. And don't forget to look up xfdapro.com. Sometimes I get tongue-tied with that.
And sign up members, we only have 88 on the new website,
Yeah.
and that's not a good number.
And I like this little tune. No.
Hey, buy some merch, man. Get some merch out of there.
That means it's over.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next shoot. Love you all. Good night.